Welcome all to another episode of your favorite podcast, Targo. Big week. How you doing, my bud?
This was a big week, man. Had lots of games during the week.
A lot of games. I'm excited to review them. But first, more importantly, what you drinking?
I am drinking Bowie Beer Company from Astoria, Oregon. It's a cream ale. I have not had this one, so this will be a...
What kind of ale is it?
Cream ale.
Sounds milky.
They're hit or miss for me. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Not bad, not great.
Okay. I today have a Grimlock Porter from Lewitt Brewing Company out of Vancouver, Washington. Just want to show everybody who's watching on YouTube. Yeah, it does. It does have a Grimlock on it. I've never had it before.
Is that what a Grimlock is?
I have no idea what a Grimlock is, but I assume that's what it is. Who knows? I never had this before either, but I generally like porters, so we'll see. Tastes kind of like a mixture of a stout and a porter. Your run-of-the-mill.
Good,
run-of-the-mill.
Bad?
Yeah, I'd drink it.
I would say mine almost tastes like a Coors Banquet.
Okay.
Not Coors Light, but like a Coors Banquet.
Which is weird for a cream ale.
Yeah,
I think it'd be more of a lager.
It's not.
Okay. Well, those are our brews. Let's get to some banter. Welcome to Brews and Banter. Today we are covering the midweek games, the games that are going to happen April 6th through 9th. And because of some of the rise of some really good under-23 players, we're going to cover our rankings of the best under-23 players in the world right now.
Top 10. Let's do it, man.
Let's dive into it. We had some midweek games, some of great importance, some not so much. On April 3rd, we had Everton and Tottenham. This one ended in a draw, Targo. Well done. Well done.
Told you, man. Everton at home.
I won't lie,
away
though.
From London.
I won't lie. Everton looked the better team for very large portions of this
game. Portions of the game they did, man. Yeah. Maybe Sean Dice has them playing decent football.
Yeah.
Tottenham are not playing some decent football, so it's kind of a mixture of the two, I would say.
It's fantastic. I will say, though, Sean Dice does not have their anger in check. Everton.
Decore, man.
Yeah, Decore, straight red card in the 58th minute.
A hand in the Harry Kane's face.
What was he thinking?
He wasn't. That's what he was.
Sean Dyche, even, you see the look on his face during the replay.
As soon as he did it, he literally put his hand over his face like, what are you doing? Yeah.
But Harry Kane sure made a meal out of that, I will say.
I mean, you get a hand to the face, you're going to.
I wouldn't make that much.
It wasn't a soft hand. It was a hard. He went to push him and hit him in the face. I wouldn't be surprised if that stung a little bit, especially if he caught him on the nose.
Yeah, or in the eye.
I mean, Harry Kane's got a big nose, man. So
he does. He does. You can tell when he talks. So Michael Keane gave away a penalty. Was that 8 minutes later?
Yeah, Romero.
Kane buried it. Romero. I mean, he did great to draw the foul.
I mean, yeah, he came in, snuck the ball away right when Kane went to clear it, kicked Romero. Yep. Definite foul.
Yeah. So, Harry Kane buried it. In the Premier League, come to expect that.
Not for England, though, huh?
No, not for England. In the 88th minute, Lucas with a horror tackle on Michael Keane. Straight red card, evened it up 10 men apiece.
Yeah, caught him high on the ankle.
Again, what was he thinking? Like, that was a very late tackle to begin with.
Late tackle, and like Keenan looked like he was just going to clear it. I mean, he wasn't, it wasn't in a dangerous position.
No. And that's what Lucas is something short of 20 minutes he's played all season.
Yeah, he hasn't come on very much.
And he's got a red card. Good for him. And then we get into the 90th minute. Everton seem like they're going to get something, but would it be the telltale? They're going to keep trying and not get anything? No. That man, Michael Keane, again,
he was just involved in everything, wasn't he?
He was.
Gave away a PK.
Good and bad.
Yeah, made up for his PK, man, with a
I haven't heard Goodison Park that loud in a long time.
No, I think they're liking Sean Dyche as their new manager. I think they're liking the football they're playing at home. You know, they're winning games.
That's what they have to do.
Drawing games, I guess.
Every
down.
point matters.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's almost like Sean Dyche has instilled, a fight in the club and an identity. Whereas before they didn't really have that. So I think that's good to see.
It is very good to see. However, the other side of the coin, Tottenham Hotspur.
Pretty much the opposite of what I just said. No identity. I mean, who's going to be their manager? Who knows? So, it's tough, man, for that Tottenham team. Antonio Conte, he kind of summed it up in some of his press conferences about that team.
He's probably sitting at home like, told you. I told you so. Poor Antonio Conte. He's probably like, good. I didn't want to be there anyways. All right. On to the 4th of April. We had Bournemouth against Brighton. We both said this would go one way and one way only, and it did. 2-0 to Brighton. Evan Ferguson with the first goal with a wonderful back flick on 27 minutes. Man, can you believe this guy's only 18 years old?
Wow, that's fantastic. I didn't know he was that young.
Yeah, he's only 18, and he seems to score every time he plays. It's crazy. Brighton doubled the lead in second half extra time through Julio and Cisco. But Brighton had chances in this game. They just couldn't bury him.
Especially in the first half. Traore, man, had a chance one-on-one through the goalie, and he puts it wide, gets his shot wrong. Solanke had some shots. So Bournemouth were in that game. I will say that.
They were. Yeah, I think the 2-0 scoreline kind of flatters Brighton. But
I would agree with that.
But that win puts Brighton 4 points behind Tottenham Hotspur, who are in 5th. 2 games in hand still.
They could catch him.
How far does Tottenham fall, and how high does Brighton finish?
I think they'll kind of stay right there. I would like to see Brighton jump up, but I know they got a tough run of fixtures. So I don't know if they'll quite make it. Maybe. It's going to be close, that's for sure.
They're playing some great football, that's for sure.
But, man, that loss, it drops Bournemouth down into the relegation zone with the other results that happened this week.
Yeah. Takes Everton out.
Yeah, Everton that point away
4
at Tottenham.
teams tied on 27 points.
Oh, goal differential. That's how Bournemouth are in the relegation zone, man. Goal differential. I think that could be a huge factor come the end of the season.
I 100% agree. And they all seem to play each other, so let's see. This is going to be crazy either way.
Yeah, so Everton getting a point at Tottenham, that's a big point.
It's a huge point. Speaking of huge points, next up we had Leeds United against Nottingham Forest.
Ooh,
Leeds United pulling out the 6-pointer with a 2-1 win.
This was a huge game, man.
Huge game.
Leeds, you can tell they kind of rested some of their players. You had mentioned that against Arsenal during the weekend, and they brought them all back for this game, man, against Forest. So I guess it was a smart decision, right? It paid off.
Yeah. Dealt one of their relegation rivals a blow and got them all the way up to 13th place.
And honestly, they dominated that game. They deserve to be winners.
Forest didn't deserve the 2-1 scoreline, I don't think.
Honestly, no. Definitely think Leeds could have had another 1 or 2.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of 6-pointers, we had Leicester City against Aston Villa. Villa with another win, winning this one 2-1. Ollie Watkins putting them ahead through a deft finish in the 24th minute.
And more like stumbled it in. Kind of fell over and just barely got a shot off, and it just trickled in painstakingly for Leicester.
Yeah. Jack Harrison got his shooting boots on yet again, continuing his hot streak with the equalizer in the
Harvey Barnes, you mean?
Yeah, you're right. Harvey Barnes.
You're looking at the Leeds and Forest.
I was, yeah. Guilty. But he did have a beautiful touch and a wonderful finish, doing it all himself.
Dude, he made Ashley Young look old, like he wasn't even there. He just blew past him.
Ashley Young is old.
He is, and he made him look it.
He made him look ancient. Yes. Kevin Dewsbury Hall got 2 yellow cards in 6 minutes, sent off in the 70th. And from there, Aston Villa just needed one miracle, and they got it through Bertrand Traore in the 87th minute when Leicester City hit a square ball right on top of the box, went straight to him, and he puts it where?
The spiders make their webs. That was a beauty.
It was a beaut. I'm almost tempted to say she's Butte Clark, but, it's not quite Christmas yet.
Is that
But for one of these teams, it will be Christmas in May. So,
what reference is that? Is that the Christmas family vacation?
Christmas vacation, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Shitter's full. Leicester City thought they had a penalty in the 90th minute because Oli Watkins was judged to have fouled Patson Daka. It wasn't a foul.
He pushed Watkins. It was an opposite way foul.
Yeah, and then Daka fell over. So,
yeah.
Right decision. 5 wins and 6.
got one right, man.
I know. Look at that.
Put one in the win column there.
Ching. It's rare when it happens, but I should start picking Arsenal to lose all the time. And then they win every game because they get them wrong.
Yeah.
5 out of 6 for Villa. Man, Unai Emery coaching hire this season?
Probably, yeah. Him or Ten Hag?
I don't know. I mean, Manchester United are only 3 points better at this point this season.
Yeah, but they got a trophy at least. They got a League Cup.
That is true.
So that's something.
Some might argue that's not really a trophy, but it is a trophy, and it's silver. So
it counts.
It counts. It's still more than Tottenham has for the last 30 years. Next up, we had the big game, or for those of us who actually watched it, the big snooze fest. Again, Chelsea and Liverpool ended 0-0 again.
I mean, it wasn't a snooze fest, but
this one was much more entertaining. However, I will say Chelsea were easily the better team in this game.
Easily. Oh yeah, and that's kind of opposite of what we expected.
100%.
Right. Either thought this would be we knew it would be a draw, but either that or maybe Liverpool could get a result. But Chelsea looked good, man. They pressed well, they defended well, they created chances, but they can't finish any of those chances. None.
No. I mean, Kai Havertz thought he had a goal in the 50th minute, and then you saw the replay and saw that he purposely hit it with his elbow to go into the goal.
I wouldn't say purposely, but it definitely came off his arm.
And went straight into the net. Can't do that. Yeah, their finishing was atrocious. I think I saw a video. I somehow missed it during the game where someone hit a ball up the sidelines for Enzo Fernandez that hit him in the back of the head and went out of bounds.
Yeah, he was making a run down the
kind of sums up their season. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I gave my immediate reactions on our TikTok, so if you guys aren't following us on TikTok, you should, because you'll get real-time reactions.
And it's also on our YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. So make sure you check them out, including our Facebook group. Let us know you saw it.
Give it a like.
On April 5th, we had Manchester United versus Brentford. I thought this would be a highly entertaining game. I'll be honest with you. It was not.
No.
Ended 1-0 to United. Marcus Rashford got the only goal in the 27th minute.
Brentford looks really flat.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the United squad looked really good. I will say Anthony looked garbage. Like absolute dog shit.
No, I know that's how you feel about Anthony, so
well, I mean, I'm just saying it how I see it. He looked really bad.
That's true.
Game. He had a couple of good passes, but his shots at goal were awful.
Towards the general direction of the goal.
Yeah. Anyways, it was dumping rain, so I didn't expect great quality, but it's still Brentford were flat. They're away from home, so you kind of expect it from them sometimes. United at home, you kind of expect them to win, but that one was not a great goal.
It takes United up into 4th place, though, so
it does for the time being.
For them. Rashford gets another goal. They were kind of struggling for goals, United, here the past couple games.
Yeah, It was a big goal for him. Kind of ends his little goal drought that he had.
Little mini one, yeah.
Next up, we had West Ham against Newcastle, and Newcastle finally found their scoring boots. Yeah. They won this one 5-1.
I know, man. This was my only prediction I got wrong midweek. It was this one. I thought West Ham maybe could get a draw. They came
especially
close.
At home at London Stadium, you would think, but Newcastle are getting hot at the right time.
I will say, man, so I'll kind of give you a little walkthrough of the game because I have my thoughts on this one. Newcastle almost conceded an own goal through Bruno Guimaraes in the first 50 seconds. But then Newcastle, it was kind of all them. 6th minute, Callum Wilson gets on the score sheet with a header. And then, in the 15th minute, Joelinton beats an offside trap, gets one-on-one with Fabianski, goes around him, slots at home. And then West Ham got a goal off a corner from Kurt Zuma, and that was halftime. So they were in it at halftime, man, and then the second half started, and just right away, one of their defenders gets caught on the ball. I mean, it was just a comedy of errors from West Ham in the second half. And so he gets the ball taken away from him.
Themselves in the foot, man.
Yeah, it was. And he just rolled it right across to an open guy. I think it was Callum Wilson again.
Mm-hmm. But hey, that's 3 goals in 2 games for Callum Wilson after not scoring in God knows how long. So
I think I saw it was his 12th goal of the season, which is the most he scored for a club in one season.
Yeah.
So
he was on fire at the beginning of the season, but he hadn't scored, I think, since almost December, I want to say. He's out hurt too, but
then Alexander Isak comes on, gets a goal. Again, comedy of errors. Fabianski comes running out to try to clear the ball, and he just hits it off his thigh. And it goes straight to Isak, who's just like, oh, thank you. Takes it on the chest and just lobs it over a defender into an open net.
Yeah. Fabianski's showing his Arsenal form.
Yeah, that was, a terrible giveaway. And then the 4th one, or the 5th one, whatever one it was, Joelinton just, takes it around his defender and powers it to the far corner.
Yeah. Great win for Newcastle. West Ham looked bad.
Yeah, I'm worried. We'll see when this episode airs if David Moyes is still there, man. I can understand a loss.
I think he will be bad. Just because of their schedule the rest of the way out. I mean, they play Arsenal.
They have a tough little run
really
here. I can't remember who else they play, but they have a tough little run. Let me look real quick. Because their away form has been terrible.
Yes.
They've been picking up.
They needed though was their home form to get terrible. So
yeah, you're not wrong there. So their next game's at Fulham, and then they got the Europa Conference League, and then they go to Arsenal, and then they host Arsenal, and then they go to Bournemouth, then they host Liverpool, then they go to Crystal Palace, then they go to Man City, and then they host Manchester United. So no, that is not an easy run of games there, man.
I take it back. I see maybe 3 points. Maybe.
That Bournemouth game, yeah. Good. Maybe Fulham, the way that Fulham have been playing lately.
Maybe.
But yeah, so they could be in some trouble.
Yeah. It'll be definitely a hard game to watch, that Fulham West Ham game.
Yeah.
All right, let's get over to some cup games. First, we'll go to Germany. On April 4th, we had Bayern Munich against Freiburg.
Upset.
Yeah, on paper, you would be like, okay, I don't even have to watch this. Bayern Munich are going to win. Easy. No, they lost 2-1.
Yeah, shocked by a last-minute penalty, man.
Yikes.
Yeah. Upamecano got the scoring underway in the 19th minute off a corner. And then Freiburg leveled through Nicholas Hoffler in the 27th with a golazo, man, from way outside the box.
Way outside the box.
That was a beauty.
Did you see Oliver Kahn's reaction to that goal? It was hilarious. I didn't. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
I have not seen it. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, man, Musiala gets a handball called against him. Goes to try to block a shot, turns his back with his arms flailing every which direction. Ball hits one of those. The ref called PK.
what is it? The wild and wacky flailing arm tube guy.
You see it, car lots. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he looked like.
Yeah.
And so last minute penalty, firing her out.
Firing her out, and Freiburg had never won at the Allianz Arena.
No.
So.
Fantastic result.
Huge win for them, especially going forward in the season. Next up, Frankfurt against Union Berlin. Frankfurt win this one 2-0 off 2 goals by Kolomwani in 2 minutes.
Yeah. It was all Frankfurt, man, in that first half. Like, honestly, Union Berlin couldn't even get a kick of the ball. At least they did a little better in the second half, but not enough.
I mean, they're doing great to be where they're at. That's about it.
Yeah.
For Union Berlin. Frankfurt, on paper, they should be doing better than they have
With the
been.
players they have.
Yeah.
They have some good players on their team.
All right. On April 5th, we had Nuremberg against Stuttgart. Stuttgart getting the narrow 1-0 win in this one. Enzo Milo, I don't know how to say it. 83rd minute goal. Nuremberg are 13th in Bundesliga 2.
So, yeah, Stuttgart definitely should have won that. They're at least in the first division.
Right.
Albeit in last place.
Yeah. And then next up, we had RB Leipzig against Borussia Dortmund, the big game that we thought would be closer than it was. But it was 2-0 to RB Leipzig, who after their last game, I'll be honest with you, I don't think they stood a chance in this one.
Yeah. I honestly kind of believe you.
Yeah. Scored a goal in each half. Timo Werner getting the first one and Willy Orban getting the second in the 98th minute out of 7 minutes of stoppage time. Can't tell I was watching that. All right, over to Spain and the Copa del Rey. Targo, what do we have?
So on April 4th, we had Athletic Club against Osasuna. So this game ended 1-1. But on aggregate, ended 2-1 for Osasuna. Nike Williams got the scoring underway in the 33rd minute. And then in extra time, Pablo Ibanez gets the winner.
It's a huge win for a small club like Osasuna.
Yeah, that is fantastic for them. They'll be in the final.
Against,
well, on the 5th, April 5th, we had El Clásico!
El Clásico!
Barcelona against Real Madrid at the Nou Camp.
Before you get into the score, I believe we both picked Barcelona to win this one.
We both picked Barca, but we wanted Real Madrid.
Yeah, well, we got what we wanted.
Because Real Madrid spanked them 4-0.
Yeah.
This was an interesting game, man. So it ended 4-1 on aggregate, because Barca won at the Bernabeu. This was Barca's first loss at the Nou Camp since October, where they lost to Bayern Munich.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and honestly, in the first half, I feel like Barca were the better team.
Yeah, all the way up until the first goal.
Yeah, I mean, they had more possession. I think I saw a stat, it was like 60-something% possession in the first half. But yeah, it was in the 42nd minute. Real Madrid get on a break. Caught Barcelona. Vinny Jr., man, sneaks one in.
Yeah, it was a hell of a counterattack. I mean, Barcelona were on the attack, Pepper in the goal, and all of a sudden, bam, goal on the other end by Vinny Jr.
And then in the second half, man, Real Madrid came to play in that second half.
It was the Benzema show. That's what it was.
It was Benzema. Half. It was Vinny Jr. It was Modric. It was all of them, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, Benzema got the scoring underway with a goal in the 50th minute, and then he doubled the lead on a PK after Vinny Jr. sent Frank Cassie through the wash cycle. It was a terrible foul,
still
man.
Sitting on the field.
It was a terrible foul, too. Like, I mean, they had him double team, Araujo and Kessie, and he just steps on his foot, catches his leg, just tries to assault him, man. But yeah, Benzema steps up, scores the PK. And then guess what? He gets another one, Benzema in the 80th.
Another one.
Beautiful assist from Vinny Jr., man. And Benzema just a little deft touch right over Ter Stegen as he comes sliding to try to get the ball.
Yeah. I mean, Benzema at this point, he's an ageless wonder. Man just can't stop scoring.
Yeah, and then I'll admit the last 10 minutes of that game were feisty. Lots of fouls going on around the pitch. It was like I don't think that we played a whole minute in the last 10 minutes. It's every stoppage, man. It was almost tough to watch. But
Yikes.
yeah, the wheels fell off for Barca in that second half.
Well, I mean, at least they didn't get any red cards.
No.
That's all I got. All right. Let's go into our predictions for this weekend's games. Start in the English Premier League.
All right.
April 8th. Fresh off of their draw against Tottenham Hotspur, Everton go away to Manchester United.
I'm going to go with Man United, man. Old Trafford.
I'm going to go with the draw.
You want to go with a draw?
I'm going to go with
That's
the draw.
a bold prediction.
I know I said Everton would only get maybe 1 point the rest of the season.
And they already got it.
They got it. But
you can't pick them to win, man. You have them going down.
I do. Doesn't mean they're not gonna. It's just
or get
one
a draw,
point.
I guess. Not win this game, but get a draw.
The way Man United's playing right now and how feisty Everton is, I don't know, man. I got a feeling.
I got a feeling. Woo.
That Josh is going to get his picks wrong. All right. Aston Villa against Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest. Mm-hmm.
Dude, Unai Emery has got Aston Villa humming. I'm going with Villa on this one.
Villa at home.
They look really good.
Villa at
Ollie
home.
Watkins is scoring lots of goals.
Yeah. Nottingham Forest are bad away from home. Villa purring. They're at home. Villa wins this game. Next up, what should be a spicy affair. Brentford at home against Newcastle.
Ooh, that should be spicy. I'm going to go with a draw.
Okay. I'm going to go with Newcastle win. Newcastle have found their shooting boots lately, and it's actually finding the back of the net. I know Brentford at home is a completely different animal than Brentford away, but they have not been playing very well lately.
I disagree with you. I mean, they didn't play well against United, but I thought they played all right against Brighton.
Played okay against Brighton, yeah. 3-3. But they're letting in goals.
They are, and I will say they're due for a win.
They are. But Newcastle, man, they're getting hot at the right time.
They are. You're not wrong. I think my prediction might be wrong on that one. I think you're right. Newcastle will get a win, but I'll stick with a draw.
Okay. Well, we'll see come our next episode. Next up, Fulham against West Ham. Surprise, surprise. This is at Craven Cottage. What do you think?
Fulham, man, they have not been playing well. I think I mentioned Mitrovic is serving an 8-match ban.
Yeah, it was 5, got upgraded to 8.
For his push
He'll
in.
be back for the last 2 games of the season.
I want to say West Ham get a draw.
Okay. I am also going to go with a draw.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Fulham missed Mitrovic too much. West Ham really need to pick up their performances. They need a win right before they go back into the Conference League. I think they'll play with a little bit extra fire in that game.
I don't know why also in this, in the game against Newcastle, West Ham, they didn't play Danny Ings. He went with Mikel Antonio, David Moyes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think...
To me,
I just
Danny
don't care
Ings
for Michael Antonio.
Seems like a no-brainer in a relegation fight.
Right?
He's going to get those scrappy against the run of play goals that you need. Miguel Antonio is a very much hold the ball up and slow play down.
Nah, he likes to make those runs. He's a workhorse, man. He definitely won't give up on anything. But
he's more of a natural.
I just don't think he's as good as Danny Ings. Like his finishing, his dribbling.
Fair.
Yeah.
Next up, a 6-pointer. Leicester City against Bournemouth.
This is a huge game, man.
Huge game. Is that the King Power?
Oh, Leicester have to win this game. They have to. or they could be very well relegated.
Yeah. I mean, Bournemouth could go 5 points clear of Leicester City with a win.
Leicester have to win this game, so I'm going to go with Leicester.
I'm going to go with the draw.
A draw helps no one there.
The way Bournemouth are playing right now, I just don't see Leicester City being better than them.
Yeah,
with the way they're playing.
I haven't played terrible.
So, I want to go bold, but my picks have been so wrong lately, I'm not. Next up, Tottenham against Brighton. This is a upper part of the table 6-pointer.
Man, this could be the game that very well gets your Brighton team into Europe.
It could. They'll be 3 points back at Tottenham if they win, with 2 games in hand.
If they win, they'll only be one point back.
Oh, yeah. 1 point. You are right.
With a game in hand.
With 2 games in hand.
With 2 games in hand, yes. You're right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Brighton, man.
Me too.
Oh, no, that means I should pick Tottenham if you're picking.
You know you don't want to pick Tottenham the way they're playing right now. Come on.
No, Brighton. I'm going to go, Brighton. Sticking by it. Moving on. We have Wolves against Chelsea.
For those of you not watching, it's my Tears of Tottenham Fans Cup. So that's why. Wolves against Chelsea. Is that the Molyneux? Do Chelsea continue playing the way that they have been? Or do you think Wolves are the team they usually are against big teams and put up quite a fight?
I think Wolves will put up a fight, but I do think Chelsea win this game.
Okay.
It's a 1-0.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll go with the Wolves win. I was going to go with the draw, but I've said that too much already. Next up, Southampton at home against Manchester City. Is this a rout like it has been recently, or is this Nottingham Forest for Manchester City all over again?
I think it's one way and one way only.
How much? I guess it's a better question.
How many goals do Man City win by, huh?
How many goals does Erling Haaland get? If he's back, I guess. Should be.
Man, I could see this being a 4-0, 4-1, 5-1 scenario.
Flashbacks of 6 or 9, but
yeah,
happened too many times to Southampton in the past.
I'll root for you, Southampton, but I have no hope for you.
I have zero hope. Sorry, hopeless. Yeah, I picked Manchester City win. I hope it's closer. If it's 1-0 going into like the 85th minute, then it could be a draw. But I don't think it will be anywhere near 1-0 in the 85th minute.
No.
All right. April 9th, 6-pointer. Leeds against Crystal Palace. Leeds are at home. Who you got?
Leeds and Crystal Palace, 12th versus 13th. I don't want to say a draw, but I am.
2 for 2. Roy Hodgson, 2 wins out of 2. Man is back. Crystal Palace for the victory.
All right.
All right, let's get to the big one. The one that everybody really cares about. At Anfield, Liverpool against first place Arsenal. Do we get the Liverpool that played against Manchester City or the team that lost to Bournemouth?
They both lost. Both were bad.
Anfield. The Liverpool against City at Anfield.
Oh, okay.
Beat them. Yes, that
I was going to say, they just played Man City, man, and they lost terribly.
No, not that game. Not that game.
Honestly, Jurgen Klopp really needs Liverpool to do something here, man. After that game against Chelsea where they did not look the better team, we'll see if he can. I mean, their performances of late have not been good. Arsenal are humming, scoring lots of goals in all their games.
Gabriel Jesus is back, and he's on fire.
But Anfield also...
Trossard, Mercurial man off the bench. I'm sorry, Liverpool
no, man, he's starting for me.
No, not over Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo
I'm starting Trossard over Gabriel Jesus.
Oh, that's not what I expect you to say.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The way he's playing. I mean,
my comment a couple of episodes ago.
Man? How do you bench
my
him?
comment a couple episodes ago.
I know. I was just about to say I'm eating my comment. I was like, oh man, Gabriel Jesus.
He's a shoe-in. Yeah,
but
no. Leandro
Trossard to play that well?
Man. Yeah, whoever plays up front, I don't care who it is, Arsenal win this game. So.
I mean, what a fluid front four they got there to choose from.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
But man, Anfield's always been a bugaboo stadium for Arsenal.
It has been
the past few years.
So have a lot of different stadiums this season. I know they haven't played at the Etihad yet. So that one we'll talk about later. But they've been, as soon as someone puts doubt against this team, they've proved everybody wrong this season.
Oh, they have all season. Everyone's waiting for their slip up. I mean, they had a little
VAR and terrible refereeing to turn it the other direction. So I'm only referring to one game. So
yeah, I mean, they still had a couple losses to Everton and Man City, but
yeah,
that was their blip.
Those ones were deserved. Well, maybe not the Man City, but it's their own mistakes. They shot themselves in the foot.
But I want to go Arsenal, man. But I just got to say, Mikel Arteta, man, he just cannot lose this game. Just don't lose.
So you picking a draw then?
No, I'm gonna go Arsenal win.
All right. I was just checking. Next up, we're gonna go.
I take it you're also going an Arsenal win.
Yeah, I said it like 4 times now.
Okay.
I'm gonna speak it into existence. How many more times do you want me to say it?
1,000 more if it happens.
Okay, I will say it, but not on camera for the listeners' ears. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna fly over to Spain and La Liga. Kick off the weekend. I guess the weekend on the 8th with Real Madrid against Villarreal.
Yellow Submarine, man, they're coming off a good win against Real Sociedad. They're in good form. Villarreal. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends in a draw.
Yeah, it could very well happen. Real Madrid are going to be. I mean, they played midweek. Villarreal didn't. Are they going to have some sea legs?
I don't know.
Running so much.
You never know which Real Madrid team you're going to get in La Liga.
Especially playing against Barcelona midweek. It's a huge game for them, and it takes a ton of emotional energy. Are they going to be up for this game? I don't know. I'm going to go draw.
All right. Well, on April 9th, we have Rayo Vallecano against Atletico Madrid. Rayo Vallecano is in 8th, Atletico in 3rd. One way?
One way only.
And one way only, yeah.
Yeah.
Atletico, man, they're in such good form.
They're on fire right now. Antonio Griezmann looks like the Griezmann of 5-6 years ago.
I think they definitely got that 3rd place on lock. Potentially could catch Real Madrid if they have any more slip-ups.
Potentially. Which would also bring the title closer to Barcelona.
Yeah, it would. I mean, I think we already kind of
Speaking of Barcelona,
it's probably theirs.
On the 10th, they play Girona. They're at home. 1-0?
1-0 to the Barca, yeah.
Either way, Barca continue their winning streak, and I think it probably will be a lot more than 1-0 because they will be very upset about the game midweek.
Yeah, this could be a 2 or 3.
Yeah. All right, over to the Bundesliga on April 8th. We got Bayer Leverkusen against Eintracht Frankfurt.
Ooh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, both teams.
6th versus 7th.
Especially Bayer Leverkusen been on fire lately.
And Frankfurt a little dude, have not been on good form in the Bundesliga. Yeah.
But a win here could put Leverkusen up into 6th.
I'm going Leverkusen, man. I'm flying high in Leverkusen.
I am too. Florian Wirtz is one of my favorite players to watch. He is so fun. Xavi Alonso has got them purring right now. Perfect time of the season. I can't see past them. Next up, Borussia Dortmund against Union Berlin. Both teams have been very inconsistent of late, especially after Borussia Dortmund won, 10 games in a row to start the year?
So this is 2nd versus 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
If Union Berlin win this, man, they jump into 2nd. But I don't think they do.
Thought I would hear those words spoken ever, by the way.
I don't think they do, though. I think Dortmund get the result.
Yeah, this is at home. Dortmund get the win here. Next up, rematch. Freiburg against Bayern Munich. This time, Freiburg's at home.
I think Bayern Munich are going to be out for blood.
Shark in the water, huh?
Yeah.
I agree. This is the league. It's a whole different animal. Whole different animal. I don't think Freiburg's stand any chance in this game.
No.
Next up, Hertha Berlin against RB Leipzig. Leipzig have been suspicious away from home.
Yeah, they've been hot and cold, but Hertha, man, they're down at the bottom in 16th place. So I got to give it to Leipzig.
Yeah. I hope Leipzig win. Yeah, I better not pick any more draws. I'm going to go Leipzig.
Okay.
Next up, Italy. Serie A.
Italy.
On the 7th, Salernitana against Inter Milan. Which Inter Milan team is going to show up?
I don't know. I'm going to say they win, though. They're on 3 losses in a row in Serie A, so they're due for a win.
They really are. I'm going to go with whoever they start up front is going to decide who wins the game.
If it's Martinez or Lukaku.
Yeah, if it's Lukaku, I would go a draw or a loss. If it's Martinez, I think they win. Next up, Lecce against Napoli. Napoli fresh off getting spanked by AC Milan.
Yeah, Lecce, man, they're in 16th, so I expect Napoli to get some
Continue
revenge
the
after
winning
that
ways.
loss. Yeah.
Despite Osimhen playing or not, I don't care. I think Napoli wins this one.
They still got Cavaradona.
Yes. Next up, AC Milan against Empoli. AC Milan continue their hot streak.
Hopefully. So I'm going to pick them to win. Honestly, the way they played against Napoli, man, that was amazing. Some of the performances they had with their players. Rafael Leao played out of his skin, dude. He looked fantastic.
I mean, that's almost what we've come to expect from him at this point.
Except for it hasn't been as consistent. So we'll see if he can keep up the consistency.
I sure hope so. He's been on fire of late. Next up on the 8th, Torino against AS Roma.
Torino and Roma. I'm going to go Roma.
I'm going to go draw.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to pick draw just because it's not in Rome.
I don't want to say the word draw again, but I have to. That's what my brain says. All right. The big game in Italy of the weekend, Lazio against Juventus. Lazio are sneakily good this season.
Yeah, kind of just ended up in second place, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm going Lazio, man. I'm loving the way they're playing. They're in fantastic form. I mean, so have Juve. They've been in pretty good form. But Lazio, man. I'm going with them.
I'm going to go a Juve win in this one. I just think they're going to prove everyone wrong. I don't think they're going to win the Europa League, but I do think they qualify for the Champions League through the Serie A.
They got some points to make up.
I think they'll everybody else has been super inconsistent, and they're just creeping up the table.
You're not wrong. Like, they definitely have a shout to get into that Champions League spot. That's for sure.
Yeah, especially the way Inter, Roma, and Atalanta have been playing. And they're
Even
not
AC
far
Milan.
Off. Huh?
Even AC Milan, the way they've been playing.
Yeah. So,
I mean, if you look at all the teams from ahead of Juve from 6th to 3rd, they only have 2 wins out of 5 games, their last 5 games. So they're dropping points.
Yeah. Juve's been on fire lately. So, all right. Switching gears. The rise of players like Kvaratskhelia, Bukayo Saka, Gavi, Jamal Musiala. I can keep going, but we don't have enough time. We wanted to rank those up-and-coming players or those who already are there but have even higher potential that are 23 years old and younger. So Targo. I mean, there's probably, 20, 30 players we could put on this list?
Oh,
we
for
had
sure.
to cut it down to 10 for the sake of everybody else listening.
Well, I'm going to do 5 honorable mentions as well.
Okay. All right. How about we start with 5 honorable mentions each? Because I have a list of probably 15.
I know. I noticed that. That's why I said 5. So my honorable mentions would be Phil Foden, who's 22, plays at Manchester City. It's crazy. He's only 22. It seems like he's been around for years.
Yeah.
Another honorable mention is going to be Gavi, 18, plays for Barcelona.
And starts for Spain.
Starts for Spain, starting for Barcelona.
Yeah.
My other honorable mention is going to be Florian Wirtz, 19-year-old who plays for Bayer Leverkusen, who's been tearing it up since he got back from injury. Yep.
Yeah.
My other honorable mention, my fourth one, is Enzo Fernandez, 22-year-old, plays for Chelsea. Just got signed with them for big money.
He's got a lot of potential.
And he looks good, man, playing for Chelsea.
I think he went to the wrong team, yeah.
Honestly, he looks like their best player at times.
Easily.
And my other honorable mention is Gabriel Martinelli, 21-year-old Brazilian, plays for Arsenal.
Yeah, another player playing out of his skin this season. Okay, so I'm going to go with 5 different ones that you didn't mention.
Okay.
Let's go with, I guess let's start with Ansu Fati. Barcelona, 20 years old.
I think he's a lead
stud, man. Barca have got so many good young players.
Oh,
just
so
sell
many.
all the old ones. You'd be just fine. I need to get rid of.
No, they're free. They got them on free transfers.
Right. Next up, let's go with Jurrien Timber of Ajax.
Defender.
Center back, 21 years old. Most people haven't heard of him, except for Erik ten Hag, who seems to always be linked to him. He is a stud. He's Dutch. It's fantastic.
He went with the Dutch national team to the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with players that are not in your top 10 as well. So
okay.
Goncalo Ramos, 21 years old. Supposed to be the replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo, but he still keeps playing for Portugal.
Yeah, plays at Benfica. I think he gets a move here soon, man.
I agree, and it will be a very expensive move. Next up, Moises Caicedo, Brighton. He is a workhorse, man. He reminds me a lot of Claude Makelele.
Yeah, he's a good midfielder. He's Ecuadorian.
Mm-hmm. All right, what is that? That's 4. Number 5. Hold on, I got to double check. Okay, he's in your list. Okay. Nuno Mendes of PSG, 20 years old, left back for PSG. I said that already. He's French. There you go.
All right, well, I'll start with my number 10. Best player, I think, under 23. And that is Rodrigo at Real Madrid. I honestly wasn't going to put him on my list, but the way he's been playing these past couple weeks, man, he's good.
He's really good. He was in my honorable mentions, which is why I had to skip over him a couple times because I just wanted to say it.
Only 22 years old, Brazilian.
My number 10.
Fantastic player.
Gabriel Martinelli.
My number 9 is another Real Madrid player, Eduardo Camavinga, 20-year-old Frenchman. I think the guy's a stud, man.
So good.
Only 20 years old.
He's so good. My number 9 is Gavi. Also a stud. Also really good. Also starts for Barcelona.
And also 18. Crazy.
And also 18.
So my number 8 is a Canadian. Alphonso Davies. Left back for Bayern Munich.
May I go as far to say as this is the only player in North America in your top 10?
I think you're right. Do you have any player from North America in your...
No, I don't.
Dude, it seems like he's been around for forever.
It does, but he started when he was like 17.
Only 22.
Bayern Munich, so.
Yeah. But honestly, probably one of the best left backs in the world.
100%. My number 8 is your number 9, Eduardo Camavinga.
Okay.
I can't believe he's still only 20. Same thing. He's been around forever. And Real Madrid signed him when he was 17. So.
Wow. My number 7, man. Kavica Kvaradona, the Georgian who plays for Napoli. I probably would rate him higher. It's only been his first season with Napoli, and it's been a fantastic season. But I want to see one or two more great seasons, and then I think I'll rate him, a little bit higher.
I was going to say, I'm very surprised you rated him so low.
Really?
Very. Yeah. He's a stud, man.
He looks fantastic this season, but I want to see one more season at least,
Well, my number 7 is, you're going to have the same feelings. You are. Jamal Musiala.
Yeah.
Number 7, 20 years old, Bayern Munich. For a lot of people, they first saw him at the World Cup, tearing it up for Germany, being their best player. The rest of the German team didn't tear anything up, except for their tickets to the next game where they're sitting in the stands. But
you're right. I do have him higher.
Yeah. I figured you would. I know you love him. That's my number 7.
Only 20. All right. So my number 6 is Pedri. Which,
again, surprised you ranked him so low.
It's tough, man. There's a lot of good players that are that age. 22, 23. Pedri's only 20.
I know.
But yeah, he hasn't done much this season. It seems like he's been hurt at least the past little while. So we'll see.
Yeah, but he's arguably, besides Lewandowski, he's Barcelona's best player, arguably.
Yeah. Ter Stegen, I would say.
My number 6 is the little Chile himself, Bukayo Saka, 21 years old. You can't help but love the guy.
It seems like just a nice person.
Always got a smile on his face. Seems like the most humble dude ever. He's come nowhere near his potential. And it's very exciting, especially if you're an Arsenal fan.
Surprised you don't have him higher, Mr.
Yes, yes, I know, but I don't think he's there yet.
He's arguably the best right winger in the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Left winger, on the other hand, it's a lot of those.
There is a lot of good left wingers, yeah. All right, so my number 5, Jude Bellingham.
What?
20-year-old English player.
Jude Bellingham's
for Borussia
5th?
Dortmund. He's 5th,
What?
man.
You got something against center mids, man.
I just think he hasn't done a whole lot here in the past few games.
Okay, a few games. How about the last couple of years?
I'll admit, he played fantastic for England at the World Cup. But
He's been Dortmund's best player since Lewandowski left.
Yeah, he has. I won't disagree.
That was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
I just think there are players better than him.
He's only 19, man. Anyways, my number 5 is
for example, I think for Liverpool, if they were to go get Jude Bellingham, I don't think he would solve their problems. I still think they would have a midfield issue.
One player will not solve Liverpool's problems.
Well, and I think a lot of these other players...
if you put him on Manchester City, no one's going to beat Manchester City ever.
Well, I think these players above him can be those difference makers in games.
Okay. My number 5 is Vinny Jr., 22 years old. Real Madrid, Brazil. He's a star of the Brazil team because Neymar's hurt all the time. Besides Benzema, he's the star of Real Madrid. He's amazing, and he can't believe he's only 22.
All right, my number 4, man. Bukayo Saka.
Little Chile.
The Arsenal player. He is 21 years old, and like I said, I think he's a big game difference maker.
He is, and I'll be honest with you, the only reason I didn't rank him higher is because he plays for Arsenal. And I
reverse
didn't want
bias
to be
there,
completely biased. So,
well, I will be, man. I think Saka, one of the best young talents in the world.
100%.
One of the best right wingers in the world right now. And yeah, he's my number 4.
I will say this: football is going to be very exciting for a long time. So I'm very excited about that. My number 4 is Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. I just seeing the way he is on the ball and the balls he plays in the players, he's so good.
Yeah, man.
How
He's
no
a
one
fantastic
found him
dribbler.
before Napoli did, I'll never know.
Right?
I'll never know. 10 million.
He's playing in Georgia, his home country.
Yeah. I'm going to say it now. So those of you who don't hear this episode that watch our later episodes, he is my signing of the season by far. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah, he's been fantastic for sure. All right, so my number 3. You know I rate this player highly, man.
Well,
Jamal
yes, you do.
Musiala, 20-year-old German, plays for Bayern Munich.
He's so good, though. Yes, I rated him lower, but honestly, you could put anyone from probably my number 3 to my number 7 and interchange them, and no one's going to bat an eye. So
Yeah, you really could with all these players. Honestly, they're all just fantastic, and we have to put them in a number list. So
because that's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Pedri. He's amazing. The fact that he's only 20, and he's been the best player for Spain for at least the last 2 or 3 years. It's insane.
I don't know about that long, but he's definitely been a fantastic player.
Well, at least 2.
At least a couple years, yeah.
Yeah. Which would have put him at 18 when he was the best player in Spain. I'm just saying. It's nuts. He's so good. Barcelona, again, that's what their youth system does, is they create and unearth gems. He's another one.
All right, so my number 2 is your number 5, Nucius Jr., man. I think the guy is a stud. I think he's so good.
He is.
He's probably the best left winger in the world, potentially. Him and Kvaratskhelia can probably battle that out. But I love Vinny Jr.,
Vinny
man.
Jr.'s been doing it for a lot longer, so I'll give you that.
He's been doing it for a lot longer, yeah. He's, 22, but man, he's just some of the moves he pulls going past defenders. He's such a creator.
His feet are so fast.
Yeah,
So
I love watching Vinny Jr. on the ball, man. That's fun.
Yeah, it really is. My number 2, Erling Haaland. The goal machine, the robot, whatever you want to call him. He's 22. He's going to score a lot of goals for a lot of years. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think he'll score more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo in Europe.
Potentials could be there, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Number 1.
He's your number 2, but he's my number 1. Erling Haaland.
He's your number 2, but he's number 1 in our hearts.
I mean, the guy's just a goal machine, man. He's
so
knows
good.
where to be inside the box at all times. Yeah.
If FIFA doesn't have him as a 100 in attacking positioning, they're smoking something.
Yeah, he's great. I remember watching him for, was it Salzburg?
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to Dortmund, now at Man City, and he's just scoring goals for fun.
He's
Yeah.
a cheat code, man. Speaking of cheat codes, my number 1, Jude Bellingham. He is, I know you got something against midfielders, and I know they're not the flashiest players, but man, he controls a game. The way he stands out for England is amazing. The way he controls that Borussia Dortmund midfield, when he doesn't play good, the whole team doesn't play good.
I guess you're not wrong there.
And he's only 19.
That's the wild part.
19 years old, which is ultimately why he's my number 1 instead of Erling Haaland, is because he's only 19. And his potential is I can't wait to see what he turns into. And I'll be honest with you, I hope he doesn't go to Liverpool because it's not going to be great for his career unless they put better players in the midfield around him.
We could see him at a Real Madrid, though, with Camavinga and Tchouaméni.
That would be like Galacticos.
That would be what Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro were.
Kroos, Camavinga, Modric, and Jude Bellingham. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody beating that team. Vinny Jr., Rodrigo, Benzema, if he's still there. It's just unfair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barcelona. It just wouldn't be fair.
But those are our top 10 players, 23 and under. Let us know on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Who do you think are the best players under 23? We want to know.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there are a lot of them. That's for sure. We'll have to go younger here. Maybe do it under 21.
I would love to.
Weed out some of these players.
That would be fantastic.
And maybe we should do like an over 30. That would be interesting. You don't see that very often.
No, maybe we do that. Maybe like a over 32. Because that seems to be like the magic age where players kind of fall off.
We'll have to talk about that. Yeah,
if
that could be
32, then Van Dijk is nowhere near that list. I guess 30, he probably wouldn't be either.
But don't forget to check out our Redbubble. Get the merch. We appreciate that. You guys supporting us. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers.